In this video, we're going to check out all the places you can use AI text generation inside of Elementor with the built-in Elementor AI. I've gone through the free Elementor and the Pro Elementor to find all the widgets where you can add text using AI, and this is my list of them here. We're going to go through, no, we're not going to go through all of them because they're all the same, but we're going to go through how to use them properly, and then I'll show you what the widgets actually are that have AI integrated. So the title widget right here is in the free version and the pro version. Beside title, you see this little star icon. Click on that, you can write with AI. And because you clicked on the title, it has suggestions specific to the title. Whereas if I click on the text area in the next part of the video, you'll see the prompts are different. The suggestions here are different. So I'm going to say, create a blog title for how to play pickleball. Please make it a listicle with a strong hook. So the more detail you add, the better your prompt, or sorry, the better your generated text is going to be. So you want to spend some time including everything you want in the prompt so that your output text is as good as it can be. Click on generate text once you have something there. And of course, if it doesn't turn out how you want, you can always go back and try a different prompt. Or you can also just change it yourself. Turns out humans still know how to write, at least for now. So we can actually take this, which is a pretty good title, Master the Game of Pickleball, 10 Tips for Beginners to Dominate the Court. It did a listicle, which is what we wanted, and the hook, or the promise, dominate the court, master the game, pretty solid. So it's definitely a usable title, and I feel like I'm confident enough in my writing to be able to edit that if I wanted to, but if it's totally way off base, that's not what you wanted, you could go in and change this a bit. And this looks like just a description of the title. I don't know why you'd want that. Well, clearly you wouldn't publish that, but it's explaining how I came up with the title. Thank you for that. Other options for fine-tuning this are down here. We can simplify the language, make it longer, make it shorter, fix spelling and grammar, change tone, and translate. Everything aside from the translate, I think applies more to longer text. I don't want to simplify this. I don't want to make it longer or shorter. I'm happy with how it is. But translating, you can translate to any one of these languages. So if you have a translation plugin that creates a different page for specific languages, then this is super handy to be able to translate right here. I'm going to click on use text. Got the title in there. And in the next one here, for the text editor, we're going to use some of those tools to fine tune our text. Click on create with AI. I'm going to close this actually. I'm going to copy this title, copy that, and I'm going to use it in my prompt here. So let's see what it does for creating a blog post. Create a blog post for, and if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure to click like if you like this video. So my prompt is create a blog post for the topic. Just paste the title that we have in there. It'd be nice if we could expand this text box lower, but we can't right now. Please break the blog post up into logical sections, which with H2 headings, thoroughly explain each of the 10 tips and generate text. See what that creates. So here's what it came up with. It's got our 10 tips. It's got what I asked for H2s, master the dink. Not sure what that is, but I haven't played pickleball before. Although I really want to. Looks like a lot of fun. So it's not the longest blog post, but it's not the worst either. So you could go in and change this, make changes to it. You can also expand on this. So before I get to that, in ChatGPT, if we were to do this there, it would actually have H2s and it would be all broken up and with headlines and everything. And then you could copy and paste that into Gutenberg and it would automatically create H2s as the blocks for the headlines and everything. So it's a little easier in that regard. And also, if you use ChatGPT, you can include a list of important posts or important categories on your site that you want to link to from within your blog posts, and it will then internal link, if you tell it to or ask it to, it'll create internal links to those specific areas. Or at least it'll have placeholders, like, for example, controlling your paddle might be a category or a blog post on your blog, and you tell ChatGPT that you have this category, it could possibly create a link or a placeholder for a link saying this is a place you can link back to that article. Just makes your work a little bit easier. Elementor AI is not there yet. So we could, if we're not too happy with this, we could simplify the language. I'm just going to copy this whole thing to my clipboard. Let's click on simplify language. And what it did was delete most of the post. So now we just basically have the headlines almost. Let's put our original back in. Let's go to, or try make it longer to see what happens. All right, it's come back after we clicked make it longer. It took out all our headings. So basically ignored that first instruction, whereas ChatGPT would keep in mind because it's contextual. So as long as you do it all in the same chat thread, it would remember what you wanted. Let's check the word count. So this new one is 461 words, and the old one with the headlines is 484. So it's actually longer. So the original text, before we clicked make it longer, is longer than the new text it generated. So I'm not sure why I did that. Our sample size is currently 1, so maybe that's just an anomaly that happened there, but it might not actually make it longer. Make it shorter is going to make it shorter. Let's see what happens. If you recall, when we said simplify language, it made it a lot shorter too. So this is a lot shorter. This is like table of contents short. But maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to summarize it as a table of contents. Put the original back in. Fix spelling and grammar. I haven't even read through it, so maybe the spelling and grammar is fine. And it seems like a weird thing to have because this AI model generated the text. And I assume it's going to be the same AI model to fix the spelling and grammar. But shouldn't the spelling and grammar be okay in the first place? Because we use the same model? I don't know. But this looks longer. Word count, 484. The exact amount. Exact same as this one here. Okay, so those are the options to fine-tune the text. Gotta say I'm not super impressed, but that's what they are. We can change the tone to any one of these, and it basically just tries to change the tone of the text to these. And it's gonna also, by doing that, change the length, which you may or may not want, and you can translate as well. So if I were to now use this text, and I would have to do a bunch of copying and pasting, because I maybe wouldn't want all of this in one text area, because I'll show you why. Let's add on the text editor, and let's go in here, and let's just pull out, let's add a heading as well. Add a heading, put it right, come on, put it right there. Now I go in here, I'm just gonna take the first one, heading 1, start with the basics, and then pull out the text, put that in here, and then go to write with AI. I think it'll pull this in. I could be wrong. I pulled it in, there it is. Okay, so now, take out the HTML tags. Now, I wanna try making this longer. So we're taking the original post and then going section by section like this to make it longer. Let's see how that works out. So the original that we have here is, how many words? 40. Did it stop working because I clicked out of it? No, it's still going. No, it's not. So don't click out of this thing while it's working. Let's go to click on make it longer again. And that's definitely longer. I'm not proofreading right now, but I assume it's pretty good. And this is 127 words. The original was 40, so it's just over 3 times longer. Seems pretty good to me. Let's try translating it. Let's translate it to German. I'm a bit of an authority on German since I was born there and I can speak German. If we were to translate it to a different language, I couldn't tell you if it did a good job or not. But at least with German, I can see if it was a pretty good job. Let's have a quick read. It's definitely written in German. I'm not reading for grammar or proofing or anything like that, but it definitely seems acceptable. Use text. Got an English headline, German text here. And that's the example of how I'd use this Elementor AI the most probably. Break all this up into specific sections like we did here and then expand on each one. And then once I've expanded on all of them, then I'd go and read through it manually and make sure that it all flows and all makes sense. And for that, you have to have some experience in the topic as well. So you don't usually want to generate AI content for stuff you know nothing about because AI content generators often don't know what they're talking about. So you need to go in and fix it quite a lot. So now that we've seen how it works, how we can tune things, fine tune things, let's look at all the widgets that have the ability to include or use Elementor AI. So a form, we can use the AI generator to give the form a name, which seems crazy to me because I don't feel like that's a good use for my AI credits. Look, I went up again, it's 98%. You've used 98%, that's a lot. So I feel like I can write the name for a form. I can still do that as a human. Let's see, buttons. You can write the name for the next button with AI and the previous button and for the submit button. I feel like I can still do those myself. I don't need AI to do those for me yet. I'm surprised you can't use AI to write the message for the email that's sent out. This seems like for forms a legitimate spot to have AI write something. The form name and the button names doesn't seem too legit to me, but definitely the message area and the subject line. That would be a place to use it. Moving on, the animated headline. You can use it for the text before, the highlighted text, and the text after. Almost anywhere, any widget that allows you to write text, you can use the AI generator. Table of contents. You want to use AI to generate a name for the table of contents widget? Have at it. fill your boots. Here we can use the AI generator to generate images, which I have a separate tutorial for the image generator. It's linked to in the description down below and the card up above if you want to check that out. The content, the written content is what this video is about, and you can use AI to write the title and the description and the button text. I still feel like I can do the button text on my own. However, if you are English second language, or if you're translating it to a different language, then that'd be really applicable using the AI generator, not necessarily to generate the word next or whatever word you want to use there, but to translate that to a different language. That could be very usable, very useful. We have slides here in the reviews. If we click on these items, we can use AI to generate a name and a title and AI to generate the review. I think you can probably see obvious problems with that. You probably want to have real reviews from real people that you put in here. And so generating those, it's up to you. The pricing table. You can generate the title and the description. You can even have AI generate the price. Be interesting. Or translate the price? I don't know. For the features, you can generate the text the text with AI, footer button text. So again, anywhere where there is the ability to edit text or create text, you can use the AI generator, except apparently for writing an email in the form. For the block quote, AI can do the content, can write the author, the label, and the username. Testimonials, again, these should be real testimonials, I think. But if you want to make fake ones, you can have AI create the content, or maybe use it to translate the content. You can have AI create the image of the testimonial, of the person who left the testimonial, AI for the name, AI for the title. Tabs can use AI for the title and the content. Accordions can do the same thing. Title and content have AI buttons. Alerts, read more text. This is another example where I feel like I know what I want to write in here, but for translating, this would definitely be a useful application for the AI. And curvy text, or text path, you can use AI to generate text for that. And currently, I think that's all the ones. I looked through all the widgets and all the different sections, so I think that's all the ones that have AI included. But a good rule of thumb is anywhere where you can input text, you can generate the text using AI. If you want to see all the places you can use AI in Elementor currently where it's built in, I've got a playlist for that. You can check that out right here. And if you want to know more about AI and how to use it to be more productive in your life, either your work life or home life or spiritual life, your fitness, whatever, click this link right here. This is to my AI channel called the AI Underground, where I focus exclusively on AI tools and tips and tricks to help your life improve using AI. And if you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.